In the last class, I've shown you how you can implement a collection and what do you mean by collection. I've explained you with the example, and there are different type of collection I have shown to you. So hope it is clear to you and you got an idea from that, like how to work with the collection. So in that I have shown you that there are few collection: array list, linked list, vector, stack, and map queue, priority queue, right, set, and hash table, hash map. But that we will going to see in our syllabus is mostly this array list, linked list, and this hash map and all. So and set also. So this QDQ that comes under advanced data structure part. And in the interview, they might ask you question based on this. Okay. So we have already seen, right? In the last class, I've shown you, and I have uploaded the code also. Did you practice that or did you see that code?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So you will get that code here only in GitHub. Hack with a collection folder is there. If you go here, you will find that this collection 13 May. Okay, so here code, this 1 minute. Yeah, this will be the all the code that you have. Collection 13 May it will be. You can download it. Can you download it or now? I'm sending you the link. Download this folder, and I will going to explain you on the system so that that will be fine. So that you will also get habit how to run this code. Will it be fine?
Yeah, okay.
Just 1 minute. Let me share you the link. Open this link, download it. This particular folder, how you can download it. Okay, this is not in the zip, so you have to download the whole one. You download that, and in that collection 13th May, you can download it, and then you can have a look on that code. So I have already explained you how you can work with the array list. Okay. So when you work with the array list, there is one more thing that I need to tell you. We have seen, I have explained you in that. Let me show you also. So this diagram I have explained while taking one lecture. So I have explained that how you can add it. So there are two kind of lists are there: array list and the linked list. Array list, I told you, it is similar to like an array where the elements are arranged in a sequence, a contiguous data. And linked list, they follow where there they keep the address of the next element, right? They follow the structure like this, where first part is called your info, that is you have a data. Next part is an address of the next node. So hope you remember when I was explaining you. At that time I explained you like it follow the structure where you have a where you divide the node. What do you mean by node? Node is holding your data as well as the address of the next element in the list. So they also save the data in the sequence only. But the difference is that the data are saved randomly, and the address means the address part of the node, they hold the address of the next node, means the next element which will come in the sequence. Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Uh,
Can you tell me what is the difference between array list and array? In case if someone asks, then how should I explain?
Array list is like same only, it's like a collection. Array is like a normal data structure where you have a limited size. Okay. Where you means if you declare it as a dynamic, then you can save as many as element in that. But if you declare the size as a um, static one, if you define the size before, then you can't change it.
That even we can do in the array itself also, right? Then why do we need array list?
Array list is a collection, means here. they will give you the more predefined function to use. In the last class only I told you and I have explained you how you were using the predefined function like an add. Do you add such predefined function to add an element in array? Have you
No,
tried?
but I don't. But we can anyways use the loop and put whatever we want in that particular array, right?
But the thing is that like this collection will help you to do the work more faster as compared to the normal loop, right? If you do it in the loop, you can add it. There are different way of adding it or a different way of solving an approach or solving the problem. But which one is more efficient that we need to follow it, right? If you can, now the question that you are asking that we have an array list and array also, why we go for an array list? The question is simply that you can't do like an array list you with this add function and all. When they are giving you lot of functions, with the help of this function you can directly add an element in the collection. Then why there is a need of writing and adding an element every time, right? You can add an element, you can remove an element, but in array, to remove the element, it was very difficult, right? In case in array, if you want to remove the element, how it will remove it? Let me tell
We
you.
have to write the whole for loop and stuff. And here we can just
You
clear
can
it off.
here simply use a function and you can remove it, but in array, it's very difficult. People they think that no, why we can do it in array also? Why like array or array list is added in the syllabus? But there is some motive behind it. It's not the thing like we are learning same thing. Here is the thing that suppose you have an array and data are saved like suppose A, here the next element is suppose you have C, next element you have M, O, P, suppose S, and the index is you have index 0, 1, 2, 3. This is a character type of an array. Okay, this is a character array. Suppose you have declared this array as a character. Or you can declare like this also. Let me take a name as a and the size let's take 7 and I declare it here. A is the name of my array, S is a or 7 is a size, or you can take it 6 also, it's not the deal. If you want, you can change the size based on your requirement. Now, suppose in case I want to delete an element. So let's delete an element. Suppose I have deleted this M. Now, what is an overhead that will come on this array is the overhead that will you face that you need to move this element to this side. If you delete this, then this deleting means not the deleting the whole cell. Deleting means you are deleting the data, but the index will still remain. So who will going to do this? Who will going to replace the element of this 2 by the next element? When you do it, it will make your code more complex. How we will going to do it? You need to once ask the user, enter the index that you want to delete it. Once the user delete it, then you need to check whether the index is the last index or first index. Because if it is a last index, okay, then you need to enter the element uh, size minus 1 or size minus 2, that will come this one, plus 1 will be here. So you need to add element here. If the index is the starting one, suppose you delete an element here in itself, then you need to add size plus 1, or you need to add like index I plus 1 and you need to add element here. Am I clear what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
In short, I'm saying you, when you delete an element M, you need to replace the respective all the element one step ahead. Means your 0 will come to this place, P will come to this place, and this S will come to this place. But in the collection, we don't need to do it. In collection, when you remove the element, you are simply removing. or you are simply taking out this element from the bucket, you don't need to bother for this cell.
Okay.
In the array, when you add an element, you are simply adding an element, and when you remove it, it will remove the element, but you can access it. Okay, and when you remove the element, the index also get updated. There we don't need to add it manually. That is the reason that in collection, predefined functions are available that make our task easier. And it is an interface API, you can say, that will allow you to save as homogeneous data as well as heterogeneous data. But in array list, we're going to save only homogeneous data. So this is the difference. If and they ask you what is the difference between array list and array, if you give this example, with this example only, they will come to know like to know most of the thing about the collection, because this is the internal working. Many people they don't tell this. They just say that in array we delete an element, and then it will be difficult. But how it works, when you delete an element, it's it is must to replace this or take this element one step ahead. Or if you want to insert an element, for example, when you want to insert the element, okay, so in collection, element is inserted at the end itself. In collection, when you want to add an element, it will going to append at the end itself. But in an array, if you want to do it, then you need to like there will be the overhead of looking for the index. You need to find out which is the last index. Then once you come to know about the last index, then you need to write the logic. Okay, the last index is 5. Okay, the last index is 5. Then I need to add element size plus 1. So what will be the size? Suppose size will going to tell you, or better you can take it length. Length will tell you the number of elements. Okay, so it will be 6. So you can write like size equal to add element to the whatever the array name, and the index will be length. So suppose if you declare a variable length, and you write like this. So this a dot length function will give you the number of elements, and they will assign to this length. So length will be what, 6 here. Then when you will going to add it, you need to add like this. You need to add element to the array A index 6, right? Is it clear to you what I said?
Yeah.
So when you're going to print it, you need to add element. So in that case also there will be an overhead. So that is the reason that in the collection we don't need to bother for this index, and we use this. Are you clear or what?
Yeah, I understood.
If it is not clear, I can explain again.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Okay. So these are the few points that you need to consider. And let me show you also collection. See here, array list are why we use it. See, it is resizable. You can resize anytime. Okay, this array, and collection means in adding an element to the collection, the cost, the time complexity that involves, whether space complexity or do you know about time complexity, space complexity?
I know in terms of physics. I don't know in terms of computer science what is
In
that.
term of computer science, time complexity means something. Okay, I have created one actually while explaining to the student. I might have created a note. Let me check whether it is there or not. I save somewhere. Okay, let me check it. Where I keep it. Okay, I think I have somewhere I kept it. If I found, I will share with you. Okay. Actually, the time complexity and space complexity means that how much time your code required to execute. There are two concepts, and computer science is based on this only. Time complexity, it means how much time in term of computing does your code requires. Okay. And what is the space complexity? Space complexity means, can you tell me according to your assumption what will be?
That will be basically memory.
Yes,
Should be related to that.
in term of memory requires to execute your code. Okay, so this time complexity and space complexity both are depend on two factors. What are those? First is number of input, means the number of element that you want to read, or you can say the input size. You were solving a question today before, and you asked me if this is the, I wanted to check whether the is present or what in the string, right? In the sentence.
Yeah.
That was actually the test cases, and that was actually the input that you are passing to the code, and your code will going to find it out. So what type of input and what is the size of input, that we need to check. So first is your number of input size, and the next is your what type of input. Type means data type, you can say it. Means whether it is character, double. Okay. So for example, let me tell you. Oh, sorry. Okay. So suppose for example, you have a two memory. Okay. So inside that memory, you have a four data. Four cell are there. Each cell is of suppose, okay. Let me first draw it. Okay. So suppose your data will be, suppose integer type. Okay, so your data is suppose 4, 6, 8, and suppose 9. This is of integer type. Okay, and one more data you have, that is of suppose double data type. So how much space your double data type they occupy? Do you know it? How much space the double data type occupy?
Yeah. Uh, 8 something.
Hmm, 8 bytes something. And float,
That's 4.
hmm. If you have a doubt, you can check it also. It's not the thing that I like question answer. I'm not asking the question answer. It's like the only thing is I wanted to check it. Okay, anything that you want to check it, just checking the Java Oracle website.
Yeah, it's 8 bytes. For double and float will be half of it, so 4.
Integer is of 4 byte.
Yeah, integer goes like 2 to 4, right? The short one will have 2, long one will have 4.
Yeah. So it is of yeah integer. Here they are specifying the range. It is of around 4 byte, I think. Where is the size mentioned here? You were asking me the question, okay? So you can do one. You just type this, and you can see this question exercise. Question exercise. When you click on this question exercise, for every module there is a set of questions are there with the solution also. So suppose you click on this question exercise, you will get a set of this question, and you can click on this answer. Okay. So just type this docoracle.com, and when you type it, you will get this option question exercise, and you can search it and find it out. Okay, here actually not mentioned. Okay, anyhow, okay, let me check it. This list actually I'm looking list. Yes, this thing you save it with you. Okay, let me save this. I will share with you on that GitHub. This you just need to remember this, like what data type. Suppose int is 4 byte, then in that 4 byte, what is the range? Its range is from minus to 147. It's very long number. It may be something 110, 100,000, 10,000 lakh, 10 lakh crore, 10 crore. Around it's very big. It supports from minus to positive. Float also they support 4 byte, and here you can see it is sufficient for storing 6 to 7 decimal digits. But when you want to save more than that, I told you, I think when I was
Yeah,
at,
you did. If
yeah,
you want to say more than that,
uh,
then you should
when
go
you want to
double.
save more than that, in that case we use decimal. So the motive behind showing you all this thing, why? See, based on this data type only, the type of data that you want to read or that you want to save on a collection, your space will be going to decide how much space you are going to take, what size of input you are reading. So that's why I've explained you this thing. Here you can check it. So here when I was explaining you, I told you, like, suppose you have a number like this. Now you tell me this is your integer data and this is your double data. Okay. And how much space they will going to occupy. If you see the number of element here is what? 4. Each occupy how many space? 4 byte. So it will be number of element into 4. It will be something 16 byte. 16 byte they will something they occupy. Means something about they will occupy 16 byte only. And here this is double. So here the number of element is what? 5. So when you do it 5 into 8, it will occupy around 40 byte of space. So this is something called a space, how much space your program they will require. Space in term of number of input that you will going to read the type of input. So these are the deciding factor for your algorithm. Like from the computing perspective, means from processing perspective, space perspective, how efficiently your code is. Less they occupy, more efficient they are, right? If any code is taking less time to execute, it means your code is more efficient. If it is occupying less space, it is more efficient. So this is called time complexity, and we use some representation like BIGO and all that is like BIGO representation, Omega. That's some representation we use to represent this time complexity. But for you, this knowledge is enough to solve that any code and all, and to analyze it internally. Time complexity means in term of time that your code is needed in millisecond. It will be usually in millisecond or second also you can say it, whatever it is. Mostly in the millisecond that your code is required to execute. And this is your input. So this is the time complexity. Now here, uh, you can see it here. Here I have declared the list. Okay. So in case of array list also, you can add a list also here. Okay. I have explained you when I was explaining you the syntax. At that time, I explained you like this. You can see array list, string list, name of the list, new. This is the array list, integer type, and you are closing it, right? For linked list, you will create a linked list, string, name of the linked list, new keyword, linked list. And I've explained you also what you mean by this ITR has next. It will going to check whether you have a next element present in the collection or what. And this ITR next will going to print it. Is it clear to you what is the syntax? How would it
Yeah,
be?
I remember.
Okay. And this array list and linked list comes under list. That is the reason you can use it here list also on the right hand side. Let me run this code and show you. So see it is printing, right? What is printing here? Here I have added an element. It is of string type. And here what I'm doing here, you know, I am converting my list to the array. So how I convert this list to the array?
Using two array.
Yes, correct. I use this function to array and I convert this list to the array. And once I convert it to the list, I will going to work on this as an array. So this function, there are like lot of function you will get on the collection to perform on options. You can convert a list to the array. You can remove an element. You can delete you can clear the whole array. Now, if I ask you, just clear the array, just clear all the elements, then how you will do that? You need to delete it, right? And deletion in an array is very difficult. Not difficult in the sense means the length of the code will increase. But in collection, you can similar thing you can do it with list dot clear. This command, if you use it, this clear function will going to remove, it will going to remove all the element from the list. And that is the reason that this is more like easy to use this collection. So
Yeah.
once you read the element, here you will declare an array just like you normally declare an array. Then you need to use toArray1 function new string 0. Why we pass this new string 0? So that whichever the first element will be there, means this string will convert your element. So whichever the element that is present on the index 0 will be assigned a space, and from that it will assign the space to all the elements. Okay.
Space.
Yeah, space means here, 1 minute. Here, like you will convert into toArray. Okay, means you are converting the toArray. So when you use this new keyword will give why we use this new keyword, because this new keyword will going to provide a memory to all the element of this string that you have read it. Okay, you have declared an array of string type s1, and you will going to convert list to the array, and here this new keyword will going to provide a memory to all the element that you have read in this string array. So you need to initialize the starting of the array. If I remove this, and if let's see this, when I remove this, it is giving an error. Why it is giving an error? Because it is asking you that you have not initialized from where you want to convert the list, means from where you want to convert the list to the array. So that's the reason you want to pass it 0.
Yeah.
And once you do it, then with the help of simply for loop, you can print it I is equal to 0, I is equal to s1 dot length, I plus plus. Either you can take an increment, or you can take a pre-increment or post-increment. Once you convert it, you can assign this s1 dot I to this content, and you can print it. So this content actually printing element wise element. As I have not taken ln here, if I take ln, then this will come in the line. Sorry, what is it? Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Let me check it to this submit. 0. Why it is not printing then? 0. Why it is 0? List of two array new string 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. fourth, null, null, null. Length 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Length 5. 0, 0 is less than 5. It will come print s1 dot I. Oh, sorry. Anushka, am I audible?
Yeah, now you are. I think your screen got stuck or something.
No, no, actually power was gone. No, I was doing a very here actually what I did, I I added a
You
list.
were clearing the list,
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah, that's why it was not able to do it. I was trying, but I forgot it that I have added. So see, it is printing, and when I do here ln, it will going to print. I think in the new line. Yeah, see here. So with this, you can convert it. If you want, let me show you this. And let me check. See, so even after you change it to 4321, it will going to provide a memory to all the element because it has list. It is converting to the array. So in this particular list, you have all this variable. So it doesn't mean like even if you pass 0, 1, 2, 3, it will provide a space to all. But we usually give a 0 so that the memory should be initialized from the starting element. But here if you specify the other index also, the last index also, that will be also fine because
But I don't understand. We give the index to give the space or basically to start it from the first element.
we give it to the space only, right?
Yeah,
We,
but how? I still didn't get it, the space thing.
that space means command line argument, means when we pass public static void main, we do not pass anything there. It means that whatever the input that we will going to read at a runtime, it will be able to handle it. What do you mean by that? When you run on the command prompt, suppose you are running on the notepad file, and when you run on the notepad file, okay, so it will prompt you just like in a C language. You might have seen that when we run it, it prompt you on the screen to enter a value, right? Just like in console, it will going to ask you. So if you do not pass any value here, it can take as much as command line argument or a user input from you. So here, when we do not pass, it means that they will provide a space and then they can take as many as input. Am I clear to you what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of.
What I said
Your
here,
voice is breaking. in middle.
But from my side, I think network. Okay, because I connected with this mobile,
Hotspot.
yeah, mobile broad. So that's why mobile network. So I think the network is not issue.
Okay.
But what I was saying, this thing actually why we gave it so that at the runtime we can read as many as input. So in order to read an input, you need to specify the size to them, right? Means size means you need to specify the space to them, provide a space in the memory. Once you hold that input, then only you can read it. So here the reason why we pass it from I pass 0 there, because the first element will get a space, means ultimately it is this code or this list to array is working in converting this list to the array. So it accepting the value from the string 0, means the value it is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, like that. And when we do not pass it, you said if we do not pass it, then what will be the thing? See, when we do not pass this, it will give an error. Why it is giving error? Because this is different from public static void main, that is thing, this one. Here we are using this so that we can accept the user to give a command. Okay, accept the user means here we are expecting user to enter a value and that will going to convert it. But here we have already added a value to the list. So based on whatever value you are going to pass it, it will start assigning a memory from that element. Or if you assign even any value there, it will going to convert it, because in the list you have already read that. Am I clear, or it make you confused on that?
I made me confused. Got it.
Have you done really work done on C language?
It's been so long, like pretty much
Okay,
long.
long, but do you know internally how it works?
Yeah, whatever I've been taught, that much I don't know.
Okay, so
No,
in your
actually, your voice is breaking, so it's like not syncing. What are you saying?
okay, but okay, I think just 1 minute. Now is it clear?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Yeah. What I said you, why we take this? Can you tell me why we take this?
The string to pass the argument and stuff.
Okay, but why we not assign any value here in this subscript?
Yeah, you said so that we can make the user accept, like we can start from wherever.
Okay, but the another reason is that we can take as much as command line argument here. Now you tell me here, is it something like you can take as much as command line argument here? This is a predefined function, just like a main, but this is something different. Here you are providing a memory with the help of new keyword. Then to this new keyword, you need to tell that what string or what value or to whom you want to provide a space. So here I have passed this string. This is the S1 is your array that is of string type. And here why am you need to pass any value, so as to tell the compiler, then it should provide a space to this list, means whatever the element that is added to the list, it should provide a space to that. So according to that compiler, we should give a first index so that it can start providing the memory to the element from the beginning, from the zero index. But even if you pass any other number, even that case also it will provide a memory. The reason is that because this particular list is holding all these elements, so even if you give any other index also, it will be able to provide a memory to all the element of that list. Now am I clear?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, means if it is not clear, I can explain you once again.
No,
But,
I understood what you said.
hmm,
That's okay.
but actually internal uh, working you should be aware, so that if you are aware about this internal working, then it will be easy for you to virtualize or imagine like how actually it happens. Like here, this when you pass this string, at that time we don't provide any value here so that it can accept as many as command line argument. This is something called a dynamic thing. But when you are working on such thing as you are doing but as we are doing here, this one here, we already know that this list is already holding an element. Okay, we just want to provide a space inside the memory. That is the reason we use the new keyword here. And this string is a data type of an array s1, and to this data type I am providing 0 as an index, to telling the compiler that start assigning a memory
Starting from the first thing.
from, yeah, correct, first index. But now the question is that when I change it to 4, even then it is working. Why it is working? Because your list is holding all the element. Okay, so we are just converting this list to the array. So list is having all the data. That is the reason even after if you give any other index value, it will consider all the element at once and they provide a space to them. For example, you give a index 4. In index 4, what is the value? In index 4, the value is program as per the array 1. But list is holding all the collection. It's a collection. So list is holding all the element. Not only this program, it is holding this previous value also. This is a good, right? It is holding this value also. That is the reason when you pass string 4, it will going to provide a space to all. This list is a complete collection. It is acting as a complete collection which is holding a value. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this list is like a collection, which is a kind of a bucket which is holding all the value. So even after if you specify 4 index, which is holding program, I think, as a value, it will provide a space to all the element to the list. It will not bother what is an element present on the 4, whether element present on the 4 or what. It for mean it is considering the list which is holding the set of element, and you are converting this list variable to an array. So it will going to consider all the element. It will not bother about the providing space from that. But as per the syntax wise, we should give a 0 so that it won't given any error to us, because it will start assigning a memory from the starting element. Now it is clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Provide space to all element of list collection. So now will you able to do this code that I've explained? Means in this code, when you go to this GitHub account, so inside this GitHub, this is the folder 13th May collection 13th May. Inside that all the thing is there. Okay, I have explained how to remove an element, what is a what is a set, what is an hash map. Hash map and set means, set is nothing but it's like a similar syntax. The only thing is that, okay, let me show you the code. Are you able to see the code? Are you able to
But
see?
it's so black, so it's not clear. Can you zoom in a little?
1 minute. Now is it visible?
Yeah, now it's better.
So
Yeah.
here, hash set is why we use this set. Set is mean it do not allow the duplicate element and it does not follow any order. You remember this thing. In the list, what we have seen, it follow an order and element are saved in a contiguous fashion. But set is one more collection where it store unordered element are in not in the order and it does not allow the duplicate element. Okay. So when you run this code, okay, when you run this code, you how you will going to edit, like here has set string, the syntax is exactly same, only this name will change. Links here, instead of array list, instead of the list, it will come has set or tree will come, and rest all will same. The function will remain same. The thing is that they will going to save element, they will going to save the element, okay, in unordered fashion. This is one thing. Next thing is what? Map. Okay, we have one more collection that is called map. What do you mean by that map? Okay, I need to check. Map is like a key value pair. Am I audible?
No, it kind of broke. What did you say?
Map holds value in the form of key and value.
Hmm. What do you mean by key?
Key and value in the sense this particular key will going to identify this data, just like your roll number. Your roll
Okay.
number will going to identify you, right? So does two-person will having the same roll number?
No.
Correct. So here also they says the same thing. Key,
That's like address only, no? Kind
correct.
of.
Yeah. So it means that one key can hold one value. Uh, so like it means that just like as I given you example, roll number cannot be same. Okay, roll number can be different only. However, two roll number can have a same name. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Means in hash map technology, many to one is possible. I will going to come into this, but one to many not possible. What do you mean by that? Means one key can't hold different value. For example, roll number. For example, roll number one. Okay, roll number one having name Anu, and roll number one having name Amit. Is it possible?
No.
Correct. Because two key cannot identify different person. Okay, hash map is like a key value pair where data is in the form of key and value. Key is what? Your left hand side. Value is what? Your right hand side. It means key is identifying your data. Okay, this one is identifying your data. Roll number, does roll number identify you? Does roll number identify you?
In this case, no, it won't be able to.
No, normal case I'm asking. If I
Generally, yeah.
correct. In this case, this is the means contradiction. I'm saying that's why I'm saying one to many not possible. Means one key cannot have many value.
Yeah, I know what is what.
However, many key can have a one value. This is possible.
Yeah, you mean one roll number one and roll number two can have the same thing.
Yeah. Like suppose one roll number is having name. Sorry. one roll number can have name Anu, and two roll number name also is Anu. Maybe different that first one is Anu Tripathi, and second one is Anu Divedi. Okay, let's take Pandey. Easy one. So here, this thing is true. Two-person can have a same name, but if I don't consider the last name, if I remove the last name, then this will be fine, right? Both two roll number can have a same name. However, if you go in a detail, then you come to know that this is Anu Tripathi and this is Anu Pandey something. Now is it clear?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So here this hash map is based on this only. Here we use, instead of add function, we use put here. Okay. And one more thing, here we need to use two argument, integer for key and string for a value. If you want to save value here, one and one, that also you can do it. What I mean to say that one key can hold one, but you need to take in a double quote, or even if suppose you want to save an integer data, that also you can do. Means one is a key and one, suppose dollar value one, like that. Am I clear?
Yeah.
And suppose you want to find out the value for any key, how you can do that? Just type hm.get function. So this get function will going to tell you what is the value for that particular key. Even if you type hm.key1, even you can find out the key also for this. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Means what do you mean by this? You can find out the value for this particular key, and you can find out key for this value also with the help of this get function.
Yeah, I understand. What is entry set?
Yeah, entry, and this is in order. Suppose now here you want to print it. How you're going to print it? Map is has, as it is an hash map, so it will going to do the mapping. So map dot entry, you need to take map dot entry, means you want to traverse to the hash map collection. You want to traverse to this collection, so for that you need to use map dot entry integer string e. This e will represent a variable which is of map type, and when you type this hm dot entry set, it will going to, hm means what here? Your hash map. So when you write this entry set, it will going to tell you whatever the key and value are present in this hm will be assigned to this map dot entry. It is similar to like a paper where you are doing entry of this collection hm. So when we use this dot entry set function with the name of your map, you can see the name of my hash map is hm. So when you use this dot entry set function and this map dot entry, it will going to write down all the entry of this hash map to this temporary variable map dot entry. And what is the temporary variable here? E, which is of map type. And after that you can write down simple e dot get key, e dot get value. So e dot get key and e dot get value will going to tell you the key and value. Am I
Oh,
clear?
mhm.
Is it clear to you?
Yeah.
You just need to practice on this. Today you just run this code. You can download it this collection 13 May. I told you right how to import the code in Java Eclipse.
Yeah, you're right.
Package name should be same. Here I have not added package, so you can add any package and you can run it. Once you are going to run it, when you type hm dot, you can get a several function. You can change it, you can try from your side. And in the next class when we connect it, I will going to tell you more in this, and we will going to start a data structure also. So tomorrow I will going to tell the data structure, and I will going to start a constructor. But you practice on this. On weekend I will connect with you. maybe on Saturday. I think this Saturday your placement training will get complete, I think, right?
So, yeah,
This Saturday is
26 is the end.
26, right? So 26, I will take your 2 to 3 hour class, and I will practice you on the all Java questions.
No, wait, I mean 26 will be the last placement training class. So
So we can connect on 27.
that is Sunday.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's Sunday. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can connect on 27. So can you do this practice on this collection part today?
Yeah, okay.
So have a look on this, run the code, and if you face any error, then just ping on the Trello. I will ping you there. And tomorrow, then I will going to start your this data structure, and in the weekend we will going to do UI part. Okay, I need to cover this swing part. Rest of the thing we have covered it. So I will going to start a data structure that is more important. So data structure we're going to start, and this UI part we'll do on the weekend with practicing on these questions.
So tomorrow, what will we start?
Data structure, this competitive programming code.
ठीक है. Okay.
तो अभी आप इसमें प्रोग्राम को प्रैक्टिस करो, ये कलेक्शन बेस्ड प्रोग्राम्स को, और जो गिटहब के प्रोग्राम है उसको रन करो. सो जो भी एरर आता है जैसे भी है, यू कैन पिंग मी, एंड आई विल share you some code also. You can practice on that. You need to give time from your side. Why I wanted to start this data structure, because these are more important from the competition point of view. In competition, they don't ask you the UI part. So this UI part we can do it in Saturday, Sunday class. But this data structure we should go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So just download this code and practice it.
Okay.